Okay, folks, I'm pretty excited. I've finally finished the dual battery setup on my boat. So before I was using two lead acid batteries. Then I replaced them with both lithium batteries. So this is the hybrid starter lithium batteries. It's not the deep cycle lithium battery, by the way. So it can be used to crank the engine. So this 100 mAh INVICTA hybrid starter. The models in the subtitle here. And over here I have the deep cycle lithium battery, also from INVICTA as well. This 100 mAh 12 volt, both of them 12 volt. So the difference is I set up it before. You can see here I got like I used to have 4 switches instead of 2, instead of 3 switches like that. So I used to have this voltage sensor relay here in the lead acid thing, which not relevant anymore with the lithium one. So instead I uninstalled this VSR, and in its place I install a DC to DC charger. In layman term, it's basically a battery to battery charger. So I connect the cable from the starter battery and connect that to the house battery here. This one from Sterling Power. The model is 1230, but you can get them in different current, like for example 1250 for 50 amp. My one is 1230 for 30 amp. Please consult your batteries to find out what is the best optimal current for the input. For my one, they say as long as under 50 amp, which is okay. Normally you look into about, if you look for here, should be about 7 to 80% of the max current input that recommended by the factory. So what's the difference here? So this one have quite a large number of settings, but it's actually not complicated. The way that it does, you have different preset for different type of batteries, right? I'm not sure you can see it here. You got like AGM, lithium 1, 2, 3. These things preset here have different voltage for absorption, for float, and for standby. So please look into the manual for the table of what those numbers are, and try to match that with the one that recommended by your the batteries. For my INVICTA here, I would go with the lithium 2 because that actually quite matching to the recommended voltage and current input. So how does this one work, right? What it happened is, like when you what happened is here, they got the sensor here. They connect to the starter battery and try to see any drop or increase in voltage. So if this one increase above 13.5, I believe 13.5 volt, these things will kicks in. You would be hearing like the fan going up, and like the light we start flashing here at the absorption. And if the voltage drop below 13.3, then this one will turn off. You can customize that to any number that you like. It's pretty straightforward. Alternatively, for you can connect the those cable here to the ignition feed wire. I'm still working out how to do that with the boat here, but what happened is, like, every single time your ignition wire on the on mode, it will wake these things up. It's basically it. I kind of like it, the Sterling Power 1230, because this is the BBW series, which designed for, this is actually waterproof up to IP68 rating. So quite rugged. The whole thing is actually solid, roughly about I believe 4 kilogram. So I just stick on right here, and yeah, I've heard a lot of good review from people who use this brand, so I'm pretty stoked that I finally get this whole setup. So just right here, a few more things. You can see what yellowish in here. Basically, it's just the temperature sensor. So the connect right here. So basically, we try to measure the temperature. I have to check the manual again, but they say that if the temperature rises above certain threshold, it will decrease the voltage, or the other way around. If it drop, it will increase the voltage. If the temperature up to 50 degrees Celsius, it will actually trip the circuit, so the whole thing won't overload the battery. The battery wouldn't blown up, for example. I hope that's not the case. The battery itself have the BMS, the battery management system, so I don't have to wire in the cable for the BMS. Some battery have the external BMS system, so you can wire them in. Another thing quite good as well is right here. This is the cable. This is the also like a sensor voltage as well. This is additional sensor. It's optional, but it's actually provide more accurate voltage reading. And then again, the computer here will decide what to do with it. So it's actually quite good. So there you go.